Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 Remastered has come out, and even though this is a very nice remaster with lots of good features, it reminded me why the old JRPGs were really insufferable at times. I know, those are probably fighting words, but there is so much esteem and nostalgia for the old JRPGs, but when you go back and play them years later with new perspective, you are reminded of how beautiful and fun and engaging they were, but you also find yourself saying, oh yeah, this is the part I used to hate. When we wear our nostalgia goggles, we conveniently forget the annoying parts of our favorite games. But when they remaster something we haven't played in years, things like the grind, the slow prodding animations, and the confusing, obtuse parts that we ignored come back to us. For example, there's this part in Baten Kaitos 1 where you're in this flowery town and you do some story and questing there, but then you have to find this lady named Savina, because she saved you from danger. So how do you do this? Well, no one will tell you, but there's this forest area nearby that you haven't been to yet, but it's an endless maze. So the guy at the beginning says that there is an item that will help you navigate the forest, but you don't know where that is, and you have to talk to all the NPCs to find out. It turns out that it's a student in one of the 2 random magic classrooms that has it, so after you find him, you get to fight through the forest, which will unlock a shortcut through it. Then you get to this watery village, and there's a kid who says she knows a woman of that description, but you should wait here in the village until she gets back. If those words didn't just give you JRPG PTSD, then you are not my target audience. You then have to listen to the little girl and her mom's stories about lore stuff, and then the kid wants to go pray at a shrine that the water wheel will be fixed in the village. So as the kid prays, the other person in the room is like, you should bring some cookies as an offering to the shrine because reasons. And then you go back through the forest to the larger flowery town and find this guy outside the magic school that's like, I can give you cookies if you bring me a celestial tree seed. So you walk all the way back to the celestial tree, and this woman is like, we can't let you in because forbidden and also reasons. So what do? Well, in the early 2000s, I would have wandered around aimlessly trying to talk to every NPC and find out where to get the seed. Keep in mind that in this video I'm playing the remake, and you can adjust the speed of the game to run 3 times faster than normal. So it used to mean hours of painfully slow movement and slow text chat squares and searching. In this larger village you started in, there's a queen in there. You had an earlier story bit with her, and the seed is actually in her room. You can't actually talk to the queen anymore, but right next to her bed, totally off the beaten path, is the seed essence. So you take that to the village and watch a cutscene, then go to the last house on the right, and finally you will meet Savina, who will do what you should have done earlier. Barge past the tree guard lady, and now you can climb the celestial tree, which is apparently the next dungeon. What a bloated waste of my time and effort. This is why these games are 60 hours long. This kind of wandering around, talking to everybody, happens a lot in old games. But in modern games, you just follow the quest marker. And if I had to choose, I would choose this obtuse, wild goose chase over the modern gaming trends of having a golden line that tells me how to get to the next quest marker on my map. Yes, these old games probably did have bad scenario design, but they forced you to interact with the game, learn the world, talk to NPCs, figure out a puzzle, use critical thinking. It wasn't just spoon-fed to you. We fondly remember these older games because they forced us to spend time in the worlds of the games and escape for a bit, instead of just rushing us along to the next quest step. Our attention spans and critical thinking skills are vanishing as I speak. And if we are really to be well-rounded, smart humans, I think a little obscure puzzle solving might do us good.
Now what starts with the letter C? Cookie starts with C. Let's think of other things that starts with C. Who cares about other things? C is for cookie. That's good enough for me.